Alright. Let's continue. Right. As now, okay. A library mission is to link the past and the present, and helps the future by preserving. Okay, the role of the library is not only to store and organize information, but at the same time, they play the role to preserve the information or preserve the records for the next generation. And this boleh dibuat dengan efficient using emerging IT by integrating IT in this activity. Boleh dengar ke?
Boleh.
Alright. A digital library is a library in which collections are stored in digital formats as opposed to print, microforms or other media and accessible by computer. So generally, this is the terminology that we can use to refer apa dia digital library. So kalau ada soalan apa dia digital library, this can be the definition or terminology to define what is digital library. So it's a library, but collection are stored in digital form and accessible by computer. Tetapi ini very general definition. In terms of the content, also known as digital content, collection dia adalah digital content or digital collection, as opposed to physical collection or library collection in conventional physical library. Kita panggil selalunya library collection. But in digital form, normally known as digital collection or digital content. Since ada siapa ni yang tak boleh nak dengar suara saya, yang lain okey suara? Boleh dengar?
Boleh dengar.
Boleh?
Boleh, Sir.
Boleh. So ni ada siapa ni? Zuraida tadi yang tak boleh nak dengar suara. Zuraida, sepatutnya kena check lah. Okay. Next. A digital library is not a single entity. It's not a single component. It's required technology that link the resources of many collection. Digital library dia bukan stand alone. It's not a stand alone software or application. Kita akan tengok apa dia punya komponen afterwards. The link between digital libraries and their resources are transparent to user. Link between digital library and their resources normally user they can't see this link or role of each component. Pengguna tak nampak yang itu. But as a system administrator or digital library so-called admin, you akan tahu perkara-perkara ini dan komponen-komponen. Digital library collections are not limited to document surrogates. Bukan saja surrogate. Example, bibliographic records. They are the actual digital object such as image text or full text document, in full text document. Alright, before that, what is surrogate documents? Apa dia surrogates? What is document surrogate? Ada yang tahu apa dia? Apa dia surrogate?
Surrogate tu bukan menumpang ke, Sir? Tumpang.
Tumpang Ya, itu in terms
surrogate mother.
Surrogate mother. Alright, itu adalah terminologi for surrogate. Maknanya dia adalah penumpang atau pengganti lah. Pengganti. Dia menggantikan. So, apa yang diganti? Apa yang di replace di sini?
The collection form?
Content. There will be term maybe, or it can be icon, or it can be, for example, abstract or index to that play as a surrogate, as a surrogate record yang dimainkan peranan sebagai surrogates of the original document. Dia adalah pengganti. Dalam konteks ini, dia adalah pengganti bagi dokumen. Contohnya abstract. Contohnya bibliographic information, or maybe the catalog itself, online catalog, the record that you search from your OPEC, itu adalah catalog records. So basically, the catalog records is the surrogate document for the original books or original works of information. Jadi di sini dia adalah menumpang ataupun pengganti bagi original dokumen tersebut. Boleh faham contohnya kalau phone books yang ada dalam you punya phone tu, directory tu, bila you click certain name, dia akan appear nama, alamatnya dan sebagainya. So the number or the name that you use to record the personal information is actually surrogates of the original individual profile just now. Alright, definition by Wittens in 2003. However, this definition of digital library dia agak outdated, but since Witten they define digital library definition, and in this definition they highlight process as well. So I want you to take note. According to Witten, digital library is a new ways of dealing with knowledge. Knowledge, apa prosesnya? Preserving, collecting, organizing, distributing, and accessing it. Not about deconstructing existing institution and putting them in electronic box. So according to Witten, dia kata apa? Sekejap saya nak tengok ada tak kawan-kawan yang ada di lobby. Alright. Okay. Okay. Digital library is a way of dealing with knowledge activity. According to Witten, digital library adalah proses yang digunakan dalam knowledge activity which include to preserve, to collect, to organize, distribute, and accessing information. It's not about deconstruct or creating or recreating new institutions or new library. Dia bukan creating a new institution, but it's a process which involves preserve, collect, organizing, distribute, and accessing information. Ini definition according to Witten. While for Shiri, digital libraries are the organizations that provide the resources, which includes specialized staff to select, structure, offer intellectual access, interpret, distribute, preserve the integrity, and ensure the persistent over times of collections of digital work so that they are readily and economically available for use by a defined community or sets of communities. Jadi, according to Shiri, dia kata digital library is the organization. It can be institution or it can be a component. Organization bermaksud dia ada structure, dia ada component yang mana dia mengandungi dalam konteks ini mengikut Shiri, they consist of staff, they consist of digital work, and then community. Staff, specialized staff, which skill, yang akan menjalankan proses information, information or knowledge process, and then ada digital collection, and then they provide the information for a specific community. For specific community. Apa katanya community itu? Nanti saya akan explain apa dia community yang. Okay, this diagram illustrate the differences between traditional libraries and digital library. Yeah, I don't want to explain one by one, but I want you to read and compare. And this is only just the guide that being compiled from literature. Tapi sekiranya ada soalan ataupun you dapat maklumat yang lebih sesuai ataupun as additional, you may add to this table. Table apa dia tadi? Table to compare between traditional libraries and digital libraries. Jadi nak compare, you kena tengok yang ni. Alright, so discussion kita akan buat through social media, ataupun kita akan gunakan apps to discuss this topic, whether through WhatsApp or through your YouFuture for further discussion. Ataupun ada soalan, kita akan discuss dalam tu later on. Alright, next, functions of digital library. As I mentioned just now, apa yang ada dalam slide adalah just as a guide. Right? This is just the guide. Kalau kita ada idea, so inilah guide yang perlu digunakan. Tetapi if you baca bahan dan sebagainya, jumpa bahan-bahan yang berkaitan, you may propose your idea as the function of digital library. So, function number 1, digital library, they play the role or function as access platform ataupun gateway to access to large electronic information. Yeah. And nowadays, if you look at our online databases provided by our digital library, you will notice that there are millions of copies of information provided in that digital collection. Ada berbagai electronic resources or online databases dengan publisher-nya yang berbagai, and topics or themes, a wide variety of topics or themes pertaining to your electronic or online collection. And compared to physical library, kalau physical library, of course you require library building, physical storage dan sebagainya, and that could be a problem for physical library to handle large amounts of information, just now, maybe million. For example, our pita satu in Shah Alam, they hold about 1 million copies of physical document, physical library collection. So itu sebab bangunan itu besar dan banyak ruang yang digunakan. Number 2, role or function to access to primary information sources. Primary information sources. Some collection, some library collection or archive collection, they provide you with a primary information sources. Alright, what is primary information sources? Siapa? Aida Azman. What is access to primary? Apa dia primary information sources? You got any idea? Adinatu Sofia. What is primary information sources?
Original document.
Original document. Alina tu Sophia ya.
Yeah.
Okay, original document. As we know that there are three different types or category of information kan. Primary sources, secondary sources, and tertiary sources. Saya harap you boleh tahu, boleh bezakan ketiga-tiga ini. Ya. Primary sources yang bagaimana, secondary sources yang bagaimana. So, original document or original works. Ya. Contohnya apa? It can be letter, or maybe diaries, ataupun logbooks of certain tokoh-tokoh ataupun icon of community contohnya. Ataupun juga mungkin data collection from research work, observation, survey that belum published lagi, unpublished work. Number 3, digital library, they support multimedia content with text or description. So ini one of the beautiful reason why most libraries nowadays they invest on digital library or electronic information, because adanya ataupun ability to provide multimedia services to or multimedia content to their information services. Then number 4, network accessibility. Network accessibility. Digital library provide access through network, provided you ada internet services. So berapa ramai yang dah access our digital library or our online databases provided by kita? Ada yang dah access bagi semester ini, dah mulakan kerja-kerja mencari maklumat? Ada?
Dah mula betul.
Dah mula kan? Ada masalah akses dari rumah?
Tak ada. Alhamdulillah okey.
Boleh kan? Boleh access kan? Outside campus kan? So itulah kemudahannya. Tetapi pada masa dahulu you kena buat interlibrary loan, for example. You need to use interlibrary loan to access our physical ataupun conventional collection. Jadi ini yang menimbulkan masalah juga. Alright. Next, number 5, user-friendly interface. User-friendly interface, you boleh navigate, you boleh search using icons. Dia ada apps. Sometimes our library provide mobile app as well. So they're very friendly compared to physical collection whereby you need to browse from shelf to shelf, from books to books, for example. Alright, number 6. Some collection provide hypertext link for navigation or for further exploration. And some document, in fact, you may communicate with their author or service provider as well. So ini kelebihan juga. 7, client-server architecture. For client-server architecture, the original digital work, the digital collection tadi dia tidak ada di PC atau di komputer ataupun gadget, your gadget. But information or electronic information normally stored in server. So in our situation nowadays, most server dia in forms of cloud server or cloud computing. Dia tak ada di sini. Bahan tadi ada di mana? Mungkin for example our Emerald dia ada di Hong Kong. IEEE Australia or Singapore. ASEAN country dia based di Singapore. Ada juga yang di Hong Kong. So bahan-bahan tadi disimpan di negara lain, bukan di dalam organisasi. And number 8, advanced search and retrieval. So most digital library nowadays, they provide you with search engine. And search engine in this digital library mainly apply or employ different searching strategy. Setengah you mungkin familiar dengan Boolean search. Kita ada keyword search and there's also truncation search sebagainya. So you boleh formulate your search term based on the strategy that you want to apply in your searching process. And then number 9, integration with other digital library as we did in our library collection. Kita ada digital library and at the same time you import or link your digital library with other digital library as well. This will help you to enrich your digital library collection. So not limited to 1 or 2 digital library services, but you provide and you link your services with other digital library as well. Okay, purpose of digital library. Purpose of digital library. Number 1, systematic development. Accelerate the systematic developments of procedures to collect, store and organize information in a digital form. Untuk systematic development, you need to plan. You need to plan properly, especially in terms of project management activity or project management process. Systematic development ini saya akan tunjukkan pada kelas yang akan datang and is part of your group project. Again, systematic development is a project management process and this will be your group project. So the step-by-step process, we'll explain this process in our next classes. Dah ada banyak step, jadi saya nak nanti you buat your project based on systematic development. Okay, purpose number 2, cooperative effort. Cooperative effort. Digital library is a cooperative process. And it encourages cooperative effort in research resource, in technology, computing technology, communication, networking, especially in collection development, digital collection development. So therefore, it is important for you to work in collaborative or cooperative with other institutions or other parties. And strengthen collaboration, strengthen communication and collaboration between and among educational institutions. For this, you need to create a consortium. You need to create or to have a consortium to save costs, especially. Cost to develop digital library is very expensive or very high. That's why you need to collaborate with other institutions or other universities or educational institutes in order to decrease the cost. Sebab apa? Sekarang ni di Malaysia kita ada berapa buah library? Kita ada berapa buah institution, higher learning institution. Kita ada more than 20 higher learning institution owned by government. Dalam jumlah ini, kerajaan terpaksa spend banyak duit untuk setiap institusi ini mempunyai digital library sendiri. Tetapi bila mereka merge ataupun integrate servis ini sebagai satu collaboration process, collaboration activity, cost ini dapat dikurangkan. Contohnya adalah subscriptions of Scopus database. Scopus database ada di subscribe, dilanggan oleh Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi. Jadi universiti hanya berkongsi melalui data atau maklumat tadi dengan higher learning Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi sekaligus menjimatkan laporan oleh setiap IBT. Okay, efficient delivery. Promote efficient delivery of information economically to all users. So you share your document through online, through email, ataupun in electronic form, you boleh copy dan sebagainya. Very convenient dan juga efficient. And finally, leadership role. Take leadership role in the generations and disseminations of knowledge. Leadership role in the generation and disseminations of knowledge. So a lot of research activity, publications, colloquium, seminar and conference, have been conducted to discuss about a digital library. And there's also a special interest group or community of practice about this digital library. In fact, di IFLA sendiri ataupun UNESCO, dia ada group yang membangunkan that develop inisiatif digital library. Mereka bukan bangunkan sistem tetapi inisiatif, termasuklah tadi yang saya katakan digital conference dan sebagainya. Alright. Component for digital library. Components of digital library. And please remember, we have 5 components of digital library. As I highlight definition by Witten earlier, digital library itu bukan satu dia stand alone, but dia come with a component. Apa komponennya? Dia ada infrastructure, whereby you need server, you need hardware and software. Dia ada system function, software and application, web-based application, and you need human resources such as a digital librarian, system developer or system administrator, and you need user as well to develop your digital library to meet digital requirements or to meet the customer-driven concept of the user. And then you need telecommunication facilities, of course the internet, and internet with higher bandwidth for digital library. And finally, this is the most important part, you need the digital collections. Digital collection as part of your digital library component. Okay, advantages and disadvantages of digital library. Untuk yang ini, saya tak nak discuss lebih lanjut, tetapi saya nak you baca dan you buat pencarian so that kita akan discuss ini dalam U Future. Dalam U Future, please go through one by one. Number 1, storage. Number 2, reallocate funds. Number 3, no physical boundary. 4, availability. Multiple access. Number 5, information retrieval. Number 6, 7, preservation. And number 8, universal accessibility. Ini adalah advantages of digital library. But at the same time, there's also disadvantages of digital library if you compare with conventional ataupun physical collection. For this, I will discuss this issue in your U Future. Tetapi untuk yang belum akses tu, mohon usahakan. Saya rasa ada beberapa orang yang belum dapat akses our U Future. Minta diusahakan sebab apa? Participation dia ada grade ataupun mark. Jadi untuk ini kita akan bincangkan sebab apa sebab topik ini dia among the favorite topics in test or quizzes, in our test and quizzes. That's why I want you to use your work. I want you to search and buat homework sikit lah, you baca berkenaan dengan advantages and disadvantages. Yang ada dalam slide ini hanyalah gambar. Right? So I believe that's all for our lecture, face-to-face online lectures on week 1, introduction or overview about digital library, their concepts and components. Okay, so far any questions?
Sir,
Yeah.
sorry saya ada soalan.
Okay,
Yang
Aziza.
function of digital library tu kan?
Functions of digital library. Okay.
Okay, boleh tak terangkan balik yang nombor tu? Saya tak berapa
Number
faham.
7. Okay, client server architecture. Okay, dia macam ni dalam client server or host server, sekarang ini you adalah clients of the services, right? You adalah client. So bila you access bahan tadi, adakah bahan tu ada di komputer you? Ataupun
Maksudnya kita macam mana saya?
okay, so imagine
Okay.
you letakkan satu barang di sini, ya. Okay, katakan nombor satu ini adalah client, alright? Yang di tengah ini, yang ada bar ini adalah server, ya, server. 1, 2, 3 dan 4 ini semua adalah client. Client ni maknanya pengguna, user. Di tengah ini adalah server. 5, 6, 7, 8 ini pula adalah provider. Ya, provider. Kita assume nombor 5 ini adalah Emerald. Nombor 6 adalah server bagi IEEE. 7 ProQuest. Nombor 8 mungkin Scopus. Alright? Untuk you access kepada bahan yang diperlukan, katakan you search satu artikel dan artikel itu sebenarnya dia ada dalam ProQuest yang nombor 7. Ya, artikel tu ada dalam ProQuest nombor 7. Dalam access ini, proses ini, you memerlukan server. Ya, server iaitu yang di tengah ini, yang bar ini, to connect between you, 1, and number 7. Untuk proses ini, server, ya, bila you buat pencarian, you pergi ke server. Server akan direct you to different databases and finally, you tahu bahawa bahan tu ada di server nombor 7. Server akan send, ya, a ProQuest server number 7 will send the document to your server. Server ni di mana? Server ini adalah server contohnya our Pita library. Our Pita online databases. Jadi you hanyalah access, sebenarnya you mengakses server Pita. You tidak access server 5, 6, 7, 8 semua. Dan bahan tadi, kesemua bahan-bahan tadi, all the digital collections actually they're owned by this company or this information provider, and at the same time all digital collection they're stored in their server, not on your computer or not in our Pita server. Boleh dapat, Azizah?
Okay sir, baru faham.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
So
you sir.
sebenarnya konsep host and server ataupun client server ini berlaku dalam semua urusan digital ataupun elektronik ataupun dalam internet. Dia bukan sahaja pada digital library, tetapi most of internet services they use this concept. Kadang-kadang bila you access satu server, dia kata server cannot be contacted. Maknanya you tak boleh nak berhubung dengan server-server yang di belakang. Sebab apa? Mungkin masalah network ataupun mereka menutup server mereka. Okay, any more question?
Sir,
Yeah. Nada. Okay, Nada.
for the client server architecture is about how the client can access the digital library.
Yes, but client in this process, not to say client is a human, yeah, but is a machine. Yeah, how the computer communicates to other computer using a network. You cannot see this process in reality, yeah, but normally the back, yeah, behind the curtain. Yeah? Kita normally say behind the curtain or behind the machine. It's a machine process between machine and machine. A machine in this case refer to your computer technology. Yeah? It can be your gadget or it can be your hardware and the software and the network as well. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any more questions? No question? Okay, kalau tidak ada soalan,